Welcome back to my channel, Thomas Ashley, and welcome back to my series, Candid with Cancer. We're on episode 17, which I'm amazed by. I'm amazed I'm still doing it, to be honest. It seems so weird to put, I know it's all out there already on a blog, but to be reading it to a camera and putting it out there for the whole world to see even more in a different format is incredible. I just want to thank everyone for the support so far, whether this is your first episode or your 17th episode, whichever it may be, it means a lot. And hopefully it's helping you, hopefully you're enjoying it, and that's all that matters to me. But most importantly, I hope it serves you a purpose. Let's get straight into this. Candid with Cancer 17, my mental health. I'd never come to terms with what I had been through. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand what went on and what continues going on, ever, or what I'd been through at all. I don't know what I've been through, or the consequences, or what it has done to me. I still can't, to a certain extent, and I still don't recognize it for what it is. I reached a point where I needed to stop ignoring it. I needed to stop painting over the cracks. I needed to speak about it. But one of the hardest things is that there is a lot, too much for me to wrap my head around. For 7 years, I've been bottling up everything, and instead of realizing the severity, I was playing it down. Easiest way to put it, I thought I was messed up and broken. And I knew I needed help and continued help, but I ignored it. I didn't want to believe it, but I couldn't keep ignoring it anymore and letting it happen. It killed me. It ruined me. It was exhausting and I was tired of it. I had to stop pushing people away and hurting other people that meant everything to me, that were here to help me and that I love. I didn't want to hurt other people anymore. I didn't want to hurt the people that meant the most to me in every walk of life. As I said, I didn't know why this happens, why the last 6 months from December 2021 to June 2022, it had come back so severe. But one thing I did know was that I would get into this state and frenzy, a confused state, where everything around me comes crumbling down, and I don't want to deal with it because I've dealt with it enough. I know how bad it is, so I let it crumble, and I just curl up into a ball until it's all over, hoping it would fix itself. But I don't know what was actually happening. When people tried to ask me what's wrong, and genuinely cared and wanted to help, I'd push them away. I'd tell them they wouldn't understand because I don't. And again, it's easy to run from it than confront it. All my life, I've had people ask me if I'm okay because of what I have been through. And I struggle to differentiate between people asking me for the sake of it or when I actually needed it. When all they cared about is me and wanted the best for me because they love me. I just wanted to be normal. I didn't want the special treatment. But I didn't realise it wasn't special treatment. It was just because people cared and loved me. I had a reason I bottled it up, kept it all to myself. I didn't believe people would understand what I was saying to them, as I didn't know what I was trying to say. I didn't understand it, so how would someone else? It was like me teaching quantum physics to you without me knowing anything about quantum physics. It is quite literally impossible. It's like I've baked a cake with layer after layer, and now I'm 7 years high worth of layers, but suddenly I want to take the ingredients back. You can't. How do I unpack the ingredients? That's what it felt like. So when I tried to tell someone, I would get frustrated because where do I even start? It was like an endless straight road, no end in sight, but more and more baggage was being thrown onto me. But I just had to carry it. Then, when I wanted to tell someone, what would I say? People will never know what I was going through and continue to unless they go through it themselves. And that is something I will struggle to get my head around. All three of those points and analogies would just go round in a cycle. That's what went on in my head. I really needed and really wanted people to understand me. I really did. I just couldn't understand it myself. I gave up because I never got anywhere. I just let it happen. People knew something was wrong with me. The people closest to me might have anyway. Maybe it was just my mum, actually. And I knew I gave hints away, whether it was in writing, or my mood, or when I was drunk. That was my way of calling for help because I was embarrassed. Just outright embarrassed. I was scared to tell people because I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed by the way I was feeling and that I shouldn't be having those feelings. 5 years after my transplant, people didn't know that just because I was physically doing well, it didn't mean I was mentally. I would feel as though I needed my feeling to be validated. I needed a reason to feel the way I was feeling. But when I would tell someone, I was scared they would think I was saying is nonsense. I didn't feel like my feelings were valid. And I shouldn't be feeling the way I was. I was worried I would be judged. Even telling Bill, my counsellor, all of this was tough. I didn't know how he would react. Whether he'd tell me he's not the one for me because he didn't want to deal with me, or just thought it was too much, or I was being stupid. But it was the opposite. The complete opposite. He invited me in to say more. He allowed me to delve deep, to open up. He asked the right questions. He created a space in where I could analyze and accept myself more. And that's when I started diving deeper. It was the first time I could admit what was going on to myself and find if there was a catalyst or not. And just accept that this is who I am. No matter what's happened, this is who I am. And he was there to help. He gave me the final push to open up and admit what was wrong without being fearful of being wrong. The first time I could admit that I had anxiety, depression, survivor's guilt. The list goes on. But it was validated. And that allowed me to explore more, to accept it once and for all. That was Candid with Cancer 17. Thank you all for watching. It means so much to me, as I've said before, and I always keep saying. I'll see you all next week.